The average American replaces their tires every 3 to 4 years. Meanwhile, drivers in Japan are routinely getting 7 to 8 years out of the exact same rubber. Same brands, same compounds, completely different results. This is not luck. This is not magic. It is a systematic approach to tire care that most Western drivers have never even heard of. And the craziest part, these methods cost almost nothing to implement. Today, I am breaking down the Japanese tire maintenance system that can add 5 or more years to your tire life. And stick around for number 3, because that single technique alone could save you over $2,000 across your vehicle's lifetime. Here is the thing most people do not realize. Tires do not just wear out from driving. They degrade from neglect. Every single day, your tires are losing air pressure, accumulating micro damage, and suffering from preventable stress. The Japanese figured this out decades ago. Their approach treats tires like the precision safety equipment they actually are, not just rubber circles you forget about until something goes wrong. Let us start with the foundation of everything. Method 1, the 2-week pressure protocol. In Japan, checking tire pressure is not something you do only when you remember. It is a ritual, a maintenance habit performed every 2 weeks, like clockwork. Sound excessive? Here is why it is not. Tires naturally lose 1 to 2 pounds per square inch per month, just from permeation. Permeation is the process where air molecules slowly escape through the rubber itself. In colder months, you lose even more because air contracts. A tire that is underinflated by just 6 pounds per square inch, which happens faster than you would think, increases tread wear by 25% and reduces fuel efficiency by 3%. That does not sound like much until you do the math. Over 50,000 miles. That amounts to hundreds of dollars in wasted gas and thousands of miles of unnecessary tread wear. Japanese drivers do not just check pressure, they check it cold, first thing in the morning before driving. This is critical. Tires heat up quickly and hot air expands. If you check pressure after driving, you will get a false reading that is 4 to 6 pounds per square inch higher than the actual pressure. You will think you are fine when you are actually running dangerously low. Most Americans have no idea this matters. They pull into a gas station, check pressure on hot tires, and drive away thinking everything is perfect when they are actually accelerating wear. Here is what most people get wrong. The number on the tire sidewall is the maximum pressure rating, not the optimal pressure. You need the number on the sticker inside your driver's door jamb. That is the pressure your vehicle manufacturer engineered for optimal performance, handling, and tire longevity. Running at maximum pressure creates a contact patch that is too small, wearing out the center of your tread prematurely. Running too low does the opposite, destroying the shoulders. The Japanese nail this balance by checking religiously. Method 2, the cross-rotation system. Most Americans either never rotate their tires, or they do it randomly whenever they remember, maybe during an oil change. The Japanese approach is completely different. They follow a strict cross-rotation pattern every 5,000 kilometers. That's roughly 3,000 miles, without exception. Here is why the pattern matters. On front-wheel drive vehicles, the front tires do the steering, the acceleration, and about 70% of the braking. They wear dramatically faster than the rears. If you just swap front to back, you are not addressing the uneven wear patterns developing on each tire. The Japanese cross-rotation method moves the rear tires to the front on opposite sides, while the front tires go straight back. This distributes wear across all 4 contact surfaces evenly. For all wheel drive and rear-wheel drive vehicles, the pattern adjusts accordingly. The point is consistency. One tire shop owner in Osaka told a visiting automotive journalist that American customers are shocked when they learn Japanese drivers track rotation intervals down to the kilometer. They keep logs. Actual written logs of every rotation, every pressure check, every alignment. It sounds obsessive until you realize these same drivers are getting nearly double the tire life. Method 3, the seasonal storage technique. This is the big one. if you live anywhere with actual seasons. This technique alone could save you $2,000 or more over your driving lifetime. In Japan, drivers commonly run 2 sets of tires, summer and winter, and they store the off-season set using a very specific protocol. Most Americans who do swap tires just stack them in the garage and forget about them. This is destroying your rubber. Here is what the Japanese do differently. First, they clean each tire thoroughly before storage. Road grime, brake dust, and petroleum residue accelerate rubber degradation. A simple wash with mild soap removes contaminants that would otherwise eat away at the compound over months of storage. Second, they store tires in a cool, dark, dry location away from electric motors. This sounds random, but electric motors produce ozone, and ozone absolutely destroys rubber. That old refrigerator or freezer in your garage has a motor that is silently degrading any tires stored nearby. The same goes for furnaces, water heaters, and HVAC systems. Third, and this is crucial, they store unmounted tires vertically, standing upright like they are on the vehicle. Stacking tires flat causes the bottom tire to deform under the weight of the others. Over a 6-month storage period, this creates flat spots and structural weakening that never fully recovers. Mounted tires on rims can be stacked, but unmounted rubber should always stand upright. Fourth, they bag them. Each tire goes into an airtight bag to limit oxygen exposure. Oxidation is one of the primary causes of rubber aging, and reducing air contact slows the process significantly. Drivers in Hokkaido, Japan's northern island where winters are brutal, routinely get 8 to 10 years from their tire sets using this storage method. That is 8 to 10 years from summer tires and 8 to 10 years from winter tires. Compare that to American drivers burning through all seasons every 3 years because they never swap and never store properly. Method 4. The alignment obsession. Japanese drivers get wheel alignments checked twice per year, minimum, regardless of whether they have noticed any problems. In America, most people only think about alignment after they hit a massive pothole or notice their car pulling to one side. By then, the damage is already done. Here is what misalignment actually does. When your wheels are not pointing perfectly straight, you are essentially dragging your tires across the pavement at a microscopic angle with every single rotation. Even a misalignment of 1 degree, barely perceptible in normal driving, scrubs off rubber constantly. 1 degree of toe misalignment alone can reduce tire life by 20%. You will never feel it in the steering wheel, but your tread is paying the price. The Japanese philosophy is prevention, not reaction. A twice-yearly alignment check costs maybe $80 to $100 each time. Over 5 years, that is $800 to $1,000 in alignment checks. But the alternative is replacing a $600 set of tires 2 or 3 years early because you wore them unevenly. The math is not complicated. Proactive alignment checks save money. Period. Before we continue, if you are learning something useful here, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps get this information to more drivers who need it. Fascinating. Almost nobody in America talks about this. Japanese drivers avoid high-speed driving immediately after starting the car in cold weather. They call it the warming period, and it is taken very seriously, especially in winter. Here is the science. Rubber becomes less flexible in cold temperatures. When a tire is cold-soaked at 20 degrees Fahrenheit, the compound is significantly stiffer than it would be at 70 degrees. Driving aggressively on stiff rubber accelerates the development of microscopic cracks in the tread and sidewalls. These microfractures compound over time, eventually causing visible cracking and reduced structural integrity. Japanese drivers will drive the first 5 to 10 minutes of any cold weather trip at moderate speeds, typically under 40 miles per hour, to let the tires warm gradually through friction and flexing. Only after this warming period do they resume normal highway speeds. The difference in long-term durability is measurable. Tires that are cold-stressed repeatedly age at the molecular level much faster than tires given time to warm. This applies to hot weather too, just in reverse. Driving aggressively when ambient temperatures exceed 95 degrees puts tremendous heat stress on rubber that is already at the edge of its thermal tolerance. Overheated tires develop internal damage that does not become visible until months or years later when tread separation or blowouts occur. Method 6. The load discipline. Japanese driving culture has a concept around vehicle loading that most Americans would consider extreme. They actively avoid overloading, even by small amounts, and they distribute weight carefully when hauling cargo. Every tire has a load rating. It is molded right into the sidewall. Exceeding that rating, even temporarily, causes the tire to flex excessively under pressure. That flexing generates internal heat, and internal heat is the #1 killer of tire life. A tire running 20% over its load rating runs significantly hotter than one at rated capacity, and that extra heat degrades the rubber compounds exponentially faster. Japanese drivers check their vehicle's total load capacity before road trips and family vacations. They know the weight of luggage, passengers, and cargo matters. They position heavier items low and centered to distribute load evenly across all 4 tires, rather than overloading the rear axle. This attention to detail sounds pedantic until you see the results. Consistent tread wear across all positions and dramatically extended tire life. Method 7. The inspection ritual. Finally, the Japanese approach includes regular visual and tactile inspection that most Western drivers skip entirely. Once per month, Japanese drivers physically examine each tire, looking for embedded objects, sidewall bulges, uneven wear patterns, and tread depth. They use the simple coin test, inserting a 100 yen coin into the tread grooves to measure remaining depth. They run their hands across the contact surface, feeling for irregularities that indicate alignment issues or suspension problems. This monthly habit catches problems early. A small nail embedded in the tread can be patched for $20 if caught quickly. Left unnoticed, it creates a slow leak that causes chronic underinflation, which causes accelerated wear and which can destroy a $150 tire. A bulging sidewall spotted during inspection gets the tire replaced before it fails catastrophically at highway speed. The pattern here should be obvious by now. Japanese tire longevity is not about secret technology or superior products. It is about consistent, systematic attention to basic maintenance that compounds over years. It includes 2-week pressure checks, quarterly rotations, twice yearly alignments, proper storage, temperature awareness, load management, and regular inspection. None of this is expensive. None of it is difficult. It just requires discipline and consistency. The average set of quality tires costs $600 to $1,000. If Japanese methods extend tire life from 4 years to 8 years, you are saving 1 complete tire replacement cycle per vehicle. That is savings of $600 to $1,000, plus improved fuel economy from proper inflation, plus avoided repair costs from catching problems early. Over a driving lifetime, we are talking about thousands of dollars, and the safety factor cannot be ignored. Tires in good condition grip better, have shorter stopping distances, and handle emergencies more predictably. Every one of these Japanese methods does not just save money, it makes you safer on the road. That is the breakdown. 7. Japanese methods that can realistically add 5 or more years to your tire life. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment telling me which method surprised you most. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.